Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lee J, and we are going to listen to some music today. That is right. Today's reaction is a request from Sam Snips. Sam, thank you so much for supporting my channel and for suggesting this Bob Dylan song. So Sam left a comment in one of my Bob Dylan reactions. He wrote, "I would love to see what you think of his song Bob Dylan's Dream." He also wrote, "It's as if he captures the emotions of an old man like me reflecting back on a life lived. It is very underrated, in my opinion. I hope you give it a try." And that's what we are going to do today. We are going to check out some more Bob Dylan as I do this Bob Dylan deep dive. Before we begin, you know what to do. Smash all those very important buttons right down below, right down there, you know the ones, and make sure to stay till the end of this video for some original content. Let's listen to some music, shall we? Looking at this cover art, that is a very, very young Bob Dylan. Look at how young he looks. He looks like a little baby. And I believe that his ex-girlfriend that is holding on to his arm. She's just clinging on to young Bob Dylan. Okay, here we go. Bob Dylan's Dream.
While riding on a train going west, I fell asleep for to take my rest. I dreamed a dream that made me sad concerning myself and the first few friends I had. With half-damp eyes I stared to the room where my friends and I'd spent many an afternoon. Well, we together weathered many a storm, laughing and singing till the early hours of the morn. By the old wooden stove our hats was hung, our words was told, our songs was sung. Well, we longed for nothing and were satisfied, joking and talking about the world outside.
So I'm going to pause it really quick because YouTube doesn't like it when we play the song all the way through. For reaction videos, I did a Depeche Mode reaction, and that video is blocked for copyright issues, of course. But I did want to comment that, you know, Bob Dylan's voice has so much nuance. He really is able to use his voice in so many different ways. I've heard different variations of his voice, and throughout the years, it seems like, depending on the song, he will sing it differently. And this particular song, I believe, is a song he wrote in his younger years. He's very young when he wrote Bob Dylan's Dream. Sam wrote in the comment that he was 19 when he wrote the song, and his voice, it's got that nasal quality, which I'm still getting used to. I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm still getting used to that part of his voice. But I have come to appreciate the way that he sings, not just for his vocal quality, but because there is a truth that he is able to express. And I mean, as a side note, he has phenomenal pitch. This guy has great pitch. I haven't heard him sing out of tune. I also love how simple and raw the production is. It's like his voice is panned like very gently to the left ear, and then the guitar is on the right side. And it's as if Bob Dylan is singing right next to me. Okay, keep going.
With hungry hearts through the heat and cold, we never much thought we could get very old. We thought we could sit forever in fun, and our chances really was 1,000,000 to 1. As easy it was to tell black from white, it was all that easy to tell wrong from right. And our choices, they was few, so the thought never hit at the one road we traveled we'd ever shatter or split. How many a year has passed and gone, many a gamble has been lost and won, and many a road taken by many a first friend, and each one I've never seen again. I wish in vain that we could sit simply in that room again. $10,000 at the drop of a hat, I'd give it all gladly if our lives could be like that.
We definitely need to look at the lyrics of the song, because he's painting a picture and I only caught parts of the story. It sounds like he's on a train and he falls asleep and he's having a dream, and he's in a room with his friends. That's like the Cliff Notes version that I gleaned from this first listen. And I want to correct myself with the song mix. I think his voice is like in the middle. To me, it sounds like it's a little bit to the left ear. Maybe they did that on purpose to balance out the guitar on the right ear. Drop a comment below if you're hearing that as well. If you hear his vocal like just slightly tilted to the left. I know this is a very techie observation, but it does make a difference. You know, it really makes a difference in how you experience the song. Okay, So I've got the lyrics to Bob Dylan's Dream pulled up. Let's see. It says Whitmark Demo 1963. This was on the album The Bootleg Series, Volume 9. Wow, 9 volumes. That is mind-blowing. 9 volumes. That is so much music. Phenomenal. Okay, here we go. Lyrics. While riding on a train going west, I fell asleep for to take my rest. Just that alone, it's so poetic. I fell asleep for to take my rest. I dreamed a dream that made me sad, concerning myself and the first few friends I had. With half-damp eyes, I stared to the room, where my friends and I spent many an afternoon, where we together weathered many a storm, laughing and singing till the early hours of the morn. Okay, so Bob Dylan falls asleep on a train. He's going west on this train. And he dreams that he is back in a room. So in his dream, he's in a room and he's with a few close friends. And they're laughing and they're singing. They're just having a great old time connecting and hanging out together. That's what I am picturing. By the old wooden stove, our hats was hung. I love that he says was. Our hats was hung. By the old wooden stove, our hats was hung. I love that he uses was instead of were. Our words was told, our songs was sung. Where we longed for nothing and were satisfied, joking and talking about the world outside. I mean, this is such a grammatical thing, but his use of the singular like was instead of the plural were, which would have been grammatically correct, just speaks to his songwriting intention, right? He is capturing a character, and that's how this person speaks. You know, they're not grammatically correct, and yet it embodies that culture. I hope this makes sense. Drop a comment below if you agree. With hungry hearts through the heat and cold, we never much thought we could get very old. Ain't that the truth? You know, when you're young, you just think that age is beyond you, you know? And the fact that he wrote this when he was so young is very profound. We thought we could sit forever in fun, and our chances really was 1,000,000 to 1. We thought we could sit forever in fun, and our chances really was 1,000,000 to 1. So he's saying that him and his friends just believe that they're going to be young forever, and they're just the luckiest guys around. That is what I'm getting from that line. Drop a comment below if you agree or not. As easy it was to tell black from white, it was all that easy to tell wrong from right. And our choices, there was few, so the thought never hit. At the one road we traveled, we ever shatter or split. Okay, got you. This makes sense. You know, when you're young and you're hanging out with your best friends, you just think you're going to be best friends forever. You just think, we're going to travel life together. We're going to live this life together. We're going to spend our time just always like this, always laughing, always joking and talking about the world outside. And it doesn't even occur to you that one day you might get old, or that one day these relationships might sever.
Friends forever?
Friends forever.
How many a year has passed and gone? Many a gamble has been lost and won, and many a road taken by many a first friend. At each one I've never seen again. Whew. Oh my gosh, reading that line made me sad. It like struck a chord. I can feel myself getting a little emotional. Wow, for him to write this at the age of 19 really is so mature and very prolific of him. Isn't it strange in life how you can have these incredible moments and experiences with people, with friends, and then, the night ends, you each go home, you go, your merry way, and sometimes life will bring you back together, and sometimes you don't see these people for years or perhaps ever again. And he captures that in that line. I wish in vain that we could sit simply in that room again. $10,000 at the drop of a hat. I'd give it all gladly if our lives could be like that. As I read these lyrics, it's as if he's writing about these friends that he sees. It's like a brotherhood. I just see a small group of guys hanging out, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, playing music, maybe playing some cards. Bob Dylan's strumming his guitar and playing harmonica, and they're talking about life. They're talking about, the world and relationships and women and their families and their jobs. And they're just connecting. And that feeling of connection is so wonderful. It's so wonderful. And to not have that feeling of connection is, it's very painful. Yeah. And he writes in this last line that he wishes in vain that he could be in that room again. Young Bob Dylan. He was a poet from the get-go. Amazing. Thank you so much for checking out this reaction video and for spending some time together. And shout out again to Sam for requesting this particular song. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. As I was reading the lyrics, especially the last few lyrics, the last few verses, I can see why you love this song so much. Bob Dylan really is a master storyteller. And in Bob Dylan's dream, he's just expressing his desire to reconnect with his friends. And I just think he does it so simply and so beautifully, and in a way that it seems to me a lot of men can connect with, because it's not overly emotional, and yet there is no doubt how he feels, how much he misses his friends. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I was listening to the way he plays guitar in the song, and it reminds me a bit of Johnny Cash, like the way that he plays like the root note, the 1 and the 5, in the bass notes. I thought that was really cool. Drop a comment below if you heard that as well. Okay, well, on that note, whoever you are, be healthy, be blessed, and until next time.